Welcome, everyone. This is a reading for all signs. This is a reading where I'm connecting with my guides, and I feel my guides will connect with your guides. I trust in that. I already know that. Anyway, this is to help us through. We have some really good uplifting energy coming. We have the Sagittarius full moon, and that is very uplifting. But what I want you to think about, the opposite for Sag would be the runner, someone who runs when I don't know why, but it almost made me feel like a twin flame, like the runner of a twin flame. So that would be the opposite. So like if I'm in that energy, like if I'm feeling highly stressed, or this is a period where you don't, like I'm not saying don't go if you want to go, but take a moment, right? Take a moment, because we also have the new moon in Gemini on May 30th. This should be pretty good. I mean, new moon is all about manifesting, so think about that. And then we have the new moon in Cancer at the end of June. And that's back in our emotions. Back in our emotions. It's interesting, what I kept hearing for this time period is be curious, stay curious. Your curiosity is rewarded. So, I just realized I forgot to repaint this nail, so please excuse that thumb. All right, let's get into it. So we are going to use, YouTube's allowing us to, I believe, put a link to the decks that we use, or anything, on YouTube. So I'm going to try it, because this is one of my favorite decks, is the Light Seers. So I brought the box out just so you could see it. Very uplifting, very uplifting. And then I use the Gilded Tarot all the time to go a level deeper, to clarify more. So these are our two major decks that we're going to use today. And then, of course, we're going to use our Mother Mary Oracle deck. This is by Doreen Virtue, who's no longer in Tarot. Or let's just say in the business. Okay, let's start with Mother Mary and let's get into your reading, guys. So again, we're taking all things into consideration, all signs. This is a type of reading you just want to kind of let yourself go, like just open, right? Just open to it. Also forget Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, so that's a very happy type energy. So we want to take advantage of it. Let's see. All right. Let's go ahead and I didn't take long. Get our words of wisdom. All right, we have hope. Hope. I trust that God has a wonderful solution and brilliant plans in store for me. It's beautiful. It's like the Star card. I trust that God has wonderful solutions and brilliant plans in store for me. We have compassion. It's what the world needs right now. I see and feel others' points of view with forgiveness and kindness. Energy of the Empress. I see and feel others' points of view with forgiveness and kindness. It's interesting, before I started this reading, I don't know why, I just started thinking about, there are just opposites in the world, right? Like, I may think one way and you may think another way, and that's just the way it is, right? And you may try to change my mind, I may try to change your mind. But when it comes with an expectation of, you must see it my way, I feel like people will raise their red flag. So maybe coming to a conversation in with compassion, right? With compassion. Okay. Keep that hope alive. I definitely feel that. Being curious and now keeping that hope alive. Moving into Sagittarius full moon. Again, very uplifting. But it will depend on our energy at the same time. I have the opportunity to take advantage of that energy. Or not. Alright, we're going to shuffle for the cards. We have Judgment, which, you know, to me in a spiritual reading, this is exactly what we want to see, right? Because this is our spiritual team. This is saying, here we are. This is about a call to attention. You know, something is, you know, it's about living in the present moment, being in the present moment. You're needed in the present moment. Because this is a call to attention. Like, we're trying to reach you. You're not answering your phone. This is about a rebirth, though. So, you know, to me, it feels like, okay, that does mean there must be some type of change. And change can be hard, whether good or bad. But, it feels so worth it. So, okay, let's keep going. You know, it is number 20. I think a 2. I think a soulmate energy. This is someone who is connecting to their guides. You know, they're allowing their bodies to be light. When I say they, I mean you. Some of you. Some of us have a harder time. You know, I feel like earth signs sometimes have a harder time because it's like we want to keep our feet on the ground. But we learn. We have the 4 of Pentacles. Okay. This could talk about a home. A rebirth within the home. 4 makes me think of the structure, the foundation. Interesting, you know, we go from a 2 to a 4. It's like we skip the 3. We have the Hierophant, card of Taurus. This is about your belief system. Here's a 5. So this is about your belief system. You know, I believe when we reach a 5, or let me put that a different way. What I've learned is when we reach, and it's usually like, what's a 5? That's just a number, right? Well, if you think that you're like I feel like our life cycle, like we have 9-year life cycles, right? Approximately. Or like, you know, what do I want to say? Not pentacles, pinnacles in our life, you know. And I feel like when we reach a certain point, we should stop. We should ask ourselves, you know, are we, because this 4 of Pentacles is also making me feel a little resistant. It's almost like she's resistant to give. Like, you're not getting anything out of my purse. And we already know that the energy is calling for compassion and hope. That doesn't mean I'm giving my money away. It just means the energy of resisting, I feel like, goes. Okay. We have the 2 of Swords. Okay, so this tells me, with 2 swords mirroring Judgment, I can bring this over a little bit. This tells me that It's almost like I know that this rebirth needs to take place, right? I know it. But in a way, I'm kind of allowing myself to deny something, right? She's got this blindfold on. She's facing the Hierophant, her face system, her belief system. It's at a 2, so I don't really worry, because I feel like this is the type of energy where your guides will reach you. But I do feel like previous signs may have been given, and listen, that may be why I'm feeling the resistance of the Four of Pentacles, even though it's in the upright. This is the second time I could feel that from this energy. Like there's a little bit of resistance here, and I'm not sure why. Because I don't feel it in a good way. I almost feel like I'm holding myself back in spite, out of spite. And I think that it's serving me, but it's not. And why? Because, what I'm feeling is it's a very earthly type or a human type emotion. It's not like a godly type emotion. Does that make sense? So anyways, I feel like 2 Swords brings you to a crossroads. Do I allow myself to have a rebirth or do I not? Sometimes we're not really given the chance, right? But like I want my blindfold off because I want to see where I'm going. Hierophant, it's like if you're questioning something, it's almost like you already have the answer because it lies within. And when I say your belief system, it can, but it doesn't have to mean religious. It's just like it's that energy of what you know that you know. And I feel like that is your soul speaking to you. Like, I know what I know, what I know. Now, I can just ignore it. That's free will. Or I can say, you know what? I'm curious what this rebirth is all about. So, and I'm curious. So let's keep going. Then I see the 4 of the 5, so I feel like whoever feels a little resistant in this energy, I do feel like eventually something's going to change and change for the better. It's interesting because I feel like I definitely feel the energy of like I want it. Like there's this change that I want, but I've been resistant to it. Or maybe resistant to matching the energy that I want, right? Like I want a perfect relationship, but I myself am not willing to look at myself, right? That's what the blindfold's about. Like, what am I ignoring? What am I telling myself that may not be true of the Hierophant right here? Okay, I don't know where that all came from. Well, the High Priestess, your intuition. This is all about trusting your intuition. I'm telling you, coming over judgment or under judgment, they're connected, as they should be. This is your higher self. Well, there is your higher self traveling to your guides. Like, what do I need to know? Some of you, I feel like there may be dreams that you're also having where it's like you're receiving, I want to call them downloads, but let's just say epiphanies or, an idea. It may not feel spiritual. You may wake up and, like you're drinking your coffee and you start thinking like, I wonder what owning a business would be like, or I wonder if I'd be any good at, and if you follow that, you just never know where it's going to lead you. So it doesn't always have to be like in your face, though I do feel like many are in your face. If you watched my last spiritual guide reading, I had asked for a very particular sign from a very particular person, and I received it. Not once, not twice, but 3 times at least. I'm seeing it over and over and over and over. And I asked for it. and I received it. Okay. We have the Death card. Oh, I don't want you to see that now. Card of Scorpio. This is about endings, right? But it's much like Judgment, right? It's almost like the Death card is on the earthly plane, and Judgment is in the spiritual plane. But they're really connected. So this is about, listen, this can be something that needs to end. I'm saying it needs to end, but I feel like it needs to end for what you really want to be accomplished. It doesn't need to end if you don't want it to end. That's free will. But I feel like if there's something like I'm desiring, then there may be certain things that I know, like one doesn't fit in the other, you know? So anyways, death, and here I have my finger right over the word rebirth. Exactly what Judgment is saying. I definitely feel like it's talking about our guides. And, because the death card is not about the death, it is about the rebirth. It is really considered, when the real living begins. So it's really not to be feared. Anyway, let's keep going. Card Scorpio, by the way. I don't know if I said that. We have the Two of Wands. A lot different than the Two of Swords. I feel like some of you are getting your confirmation in here about going forward with something. Whatever this rebirth is going to mean, we don't even have to put a label on it. We'll probably, put some label when we do our other cards. But we don't have to. It's like different things for different people, right? Two of Wands. I love the Two of Wands. She is curious. She is curious. I love this card because she's looking out this big window and it's like the big world to me. She's got the world there beside her walking stick, I feel like. And I feel like that Volkswagen Beetle, or not Beetle, van, it's in a picture form, and I feel like that's the intention. Like, I'm going to walk until I have the money to drive. But I'll walk until then. She's curious. Not only is she curious, but she's got her belief system behind her. That's why it's the opposite of the Two of Swords. Two of Swords, I don't trust myself. I don't trust the world. I trust no one, right? And in the Two of Swords, we've got to be careful because even our own thoughts can become, it's like, it's like somebody can tell a story long enough where they start to believe their own story. Still doesn't make that story true, or does it? So this is a choice. Okay, that's a lot of cards. I wasn't going to take that many cards, but I am not going to refuse them. All right. All right, they're all in reverse. We're going to flick them. We have the King of Cups. King Cups can be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. King Cups is someone who comes to the table. It's interesting because in this Two of Wands, it's like she's looking over at this king. This king is leaning towards this woman in the Two of Wands. And it's like it's almost like this king is calling her. Look at him. His eyes are closed. I feel like the bowl in front of him, I feel like were his intentions. Almost like a new moon ritual. And it's calling this person. And, you know, I love the ship behind him because I feel like that ship is you. Or the other way around. Now, you know, is it talking about a particular person? I don't know. But I feel like what it's talking about, I feel like this is talking about not just relationships, but allowing yourself to take these adventures. She's at the two. You know, this king has the two swords above him. I don't think it's him carrying the energy. I feel like it's the other one. Because I'm either here or I'm here. But the Hierophant is saying, you know, you don't need like these false human beliefs. Trust. You know, your guides are with you. I know that. I know they're with me. Okay, let's keep going. King of Swords. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. The Wheel. Coming after the Death card. Or under the Death card, I should say. You know, the Wheel, you can look at it as a new beginning. Sometimes you're on the top and sometimes you're on the bottom. You know, we just have to remember when we're on the bottom that we can get to the top again. We know how, right? We've been at the top and we've fallen to the bottom and we've climbed back up, right? Like our soul knows that. Excuse me 1 second. Okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry, I had a knock on the door. It was Sam just told me that Ray Lolito passed away. 67 in his sleep. You know, I often pray, like, when I go, let me go in my sleep. Just let me go in my sleep. Okay, anyways, back to you guys. So we have the Wheel. We have the Knight of Swords. Look at this knight. He is in motion. He's in motion. It's like he's rushing to bring, I don't know, news. We have the Devil, card of Capricorn. The Devil is mirrored by the Two Swords. So it makes sense. Because, you know, maybe what I'm doing is I'm tying my hands because I don't want to feel tempted, right? I don't want to feel tempted in something. Why? Because there's something that, I don't know. There's something that maybe here where it says I see and feel others' points of view with forgiveness and kindness. I'm not saying to, I don't know if that was the right place to put that. Because I feel like whatever this energy was, this feels different. All right, let's look at the bottom of the deck. Wallow, Ten of Cups. Six of Pentacles underneath that. All right, let's bring in the... Oh. Look at that. I mean, I didn't do that on purpose, I swear. Two Aces of Pentacles. Whoa. Temperance just popped out. Card of Sagittarius, by the way. Moving into the Sagittarius full moon. It's about divine timing, right? Divine order. You know, some things happen when they happen and don't happen before they're meant to happen. You know what I mean? Like some things, you know, having any type of a blindfold or binding yourself in any way really doesn't serve the energy that can be. So Temperance is about the right timing. You know, I often feel Temperance is like, listen, you do your part, I'll do mine. You know, Temperance to me is like divine. divine energy. You do your part, I'll do mine. And that you can trust in. Okay, anyways, let's give it another shuffle. Already pre-shuffled. I almost wish I didn't pre-shuffle them with those two aces, so we'll see if they make their way back out. Okay. Let's, wow, that was quick. Look at that, the star. Look at that, guys. The star. You know, first thing I felt when I saw hope, I thought of the star. It's the very first thing that came to my mind. Look at this. Coming right over judgment. This is about your dreams, your hopes, and your wishes. You know, I feel like it's your soul's intention of what you'd like to experience in this lifetime. Sometimes our humanness forgets that, but our soul does it. You know, that's, I feel like, you know, I know what I know, what I know type energy comes from. Especially with the High Priestess here. You know, and I do feel, I have to be honest, I feel like there's an energy of someone who like almost like begging for like some type of like prayer or hope to come true. But I feel like it wants to. But truth be told, I feel like because it's mirrored by the Two of Swords, it's saying with the blindfold on, you could potentially miss the signs, or potentially you already have. Now, that doesn't mean the signs stop coming until you make a physical, until, like, in the Two of Swords, I'm still not sure. Right? Now, you know, if I, you know, don't allow myself to go into the Two of Wands energy, well, then I made a choice. Right? I made a choice for more of the same. But this feels different. This feels higher, like a higher type calling. And when I say that, again, I don't mean like, it doesn't have to mean religious, but I do feel like spiritual. But I feel spiritual even in the earthly plane. Like I take something, I'm curious. I take something and I build it from something, from nothing to something. All right, let's keep going. Star is the card of Aquarius. I don't know if I said that. Aquarius and Capricorn on either side. Two of Swords in the King of Swords here are kind of also connected. We have the Four of Swords, and that is why I kept feeling something in that Four of Pentacles energy, like something, I don't know, it just didn't quite feel right. And again, you know, I mean this in the most gentlest way, but sometimes the energy of being too resistant, like I'm completely resistant to change, right? Or building a foundation in something or even with someone, but it only must be your way. You know, now that can be the other way too. You know, and I don't feel like it's, well, I shouldn't say it's nothing major, because I do feel like in a way, that's what keeps that blindfold there. But look how the universe responds to you. Four of Swords. Healing. Time out. Allow that broken heart to heal. And sometimes it just takes time. During that time, keep moving forward. Like, don't get stuck in the muck. Unless you choose. Four of Swords And I say that because in the Four of Swords, this person is lying upon their own sword. So I have to look at my own part, right? Again, we'll help heal you. You do your part, we'll do our part. 2 4s, 44. And then, wow, we have the 6 of Pentacles. I'm sorry, the 6 of Cups. Interesting. Heal thy mind, and the rest will follow. I kind of feel like that's what's going on here. I feel like there is a healing of the mind. There's a healing of the heart. I feel like you have to love it, like it, or allow it. I don't know what I'm saying. And you know, why I got stumbled up is I'm feeling also the energy of, you know, when I look at a situation, am I looking at it from an ego point, or am I looking at it from more of a big picture? You know what I mean? And what do I mean by that? I mean, sometimes we get with people who are broken, or we're broken, and we're not really ready to, you know, we want someone else to heal us. And sometimes we have to learn, you know, sometimes somebody can help heal us. But the majority of the healing is within, right? It's part of this journey. Part of the journey. It sounds cruel, but not really, because, you know, like sometimes, you know, sometimes you got to go through the muck to really, really, really enjoy the sunshine. So, 6 of Cups comes out over the Hierophant. Interesting. 6 of Cups talks about happy memories, usually treasured memories. These are memories that when I think about them, they bring a smile to my face or a sense of comfort to my heart, that type of thing. I could have been romantically involved with someone, or it just talks about an earlier time, an earlier place, or even an earlier tribe. Because this 2 of Wands, a person there, she's looking. I feel like she's looking for an adventure. Could also talk about, though I don't see a whole lot of energy of movement except here in the night, well, maybe you are the night. Because what I was going to say, I feel like for some, this is like even a move to a place that you remember. You know, it's like 2 years ago, I moved back home, back to my hometown in Pennsylvania. I had been living in Rhode Island for 20 years, and, you know, I did for love. Look at this. We have the Knight of Swords. I feel like this Knight of Swords is coming in whether I want it or I don't. I feel like I am not picking up the phone. But I feel like this Knight is being persistent. Some of you could be reaching out to someone, or someone is reaching out to you. But can I tell you, what's matching the energy, what's mirroring the energy is the Star. And it's coming in, right? So I had to go through this energy. Star, right? Find my belief, keep the hope alive. Now listen, I don't know if it means with a particular person or just talking about love and life itself. You know, a dream, that type of thing. But it did take, I feel like it took like the letting go of resistance, you know, on, listen, sometimes like my foundation must be built this way. But there's no cement. What do you want me to do, right? I have to make it out of rock. I don't know. You know, that type of thing, like, I just want to be careful of that because I got to be aware of my own sword, as does anybody else, right? Because if we're not on the same page, we're not on the same page. Anyway, hello, Knight. Whoa. Well, we got another king. You know, it's interesting. Sometimes you see all the queens come out. Sometimes you see all the kings come out. We have the King of Wands. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Doesn't have to be. We have the Three of Wands. Interesting. Coming over the Death card. Energy of rebirth, right? Where is it? You know, where am I moving into this after the healing? The healing is a big part of it, but remember, I feel like I also felt the energy of sometimes I don't have the luxury of just laying there and healing. Sometimes it's time. Sometimes it's new adventure. You know what I mean? It's like, because I feel like maybe you just don't know what exists, what can exist, because of the past. Three of Wands talks about an optimistic viewpoint. Interesting how your cards are coming out so slow. So we have the Ace of Wands. I'm not really reading reversals, but, you know, I don't know why. I feel like I had to recognize that fact. And I feel simply, you know, because to me the Ace of Wands is really all the aces, you know, are potentially yeses. Or no's, you know, because again, free will. This Ace of Wands is coming over the Two of Wands, so I feel like it's the way. It's, you know, it may not be, it's not showing the whole path. Interesting too, we have the Ace, the Two, and the Three of Wands, and then the King of Wands. But just this energy alone is very passionate type energy. It's where I'm willing to chase a dream, right? I'm willing to take a chance. But I do feel like I needed to go through a certain type of energy. Like, you know, I can't keep myself in the muck. Anyway, let's keep going. This Ace of Wands just feels like the way. We have the Ten of Swords. Interesting. We have Justice. You know, it's quite interesting because I felt like that's a weird place for the Ten of Swords to now come out. However, I wanted to look at it just a little deeper, and Justice came out. First of all, card of Libra. But this could talk about, with the Ten of Swords here, you know, this could talk about a legal separation, a divorce, the cutting of ties. I feel like, first of all, Ten of Swords talks about, like, these swords just, you know, like feeling stabbed in the back over and over and over and over and over and over again. But at the same time, you know, I gotta stand up. Maybe I gotta stand up for myself. So, I don't know. This could talk about, you know, for some of you, and I don't know if it's current energy or what was. I hope it's what was, and the majority have moved into this energy here. But I feel like, you know, it certainly is explaining the Two of Swords, right? That blindfold is not for nothing. And I think we all get it, right? We've all been there at different times in our lives. But this feels like something that just, like, it was a cycle that just kept happening. Like something over and over and over again. It could talk about, you know, this Ten of Cups. It may talk about a relationship. You know, listen, I wanted the Ten of Cups, but instead I got the Ten of Swords. I don't think it would have happened overnight, so it probably talked about it. It's talking about a period of time. Some of you, listen, I feel like if you're receiving these 10 swords, I don't know what else you can do but to cut the ties, right? Because it is not serving you whatsoever. Like the what the hell's wrong? I can't think of it. It doesn't feel like justice is in my favor, right? It feels very, very unbalanced in that energy. And I feel like listen, this could talk about current energy. Yes, it may be a current person I'm with, or, people I'm with that keep you in this type of energy, yet you can also keep yourself there. Or it can be what was, and because of that, it makes you, it's like I feel more timid about taking chances. Now, I feel like in the Four Swords, it gives you the opportunity to truly understand. Like, I hate to talk about myself, but, I talk about my mother being very, to me, anyways, I felt like, and I still feel this way, like, I felt like, I think about it, but I just feel like she didn't really like me. You know what I mean? Like, we were very, very different. And I felt like she felt that, like there was something about me. But then in, her later years, it was an about face, and it was really quite beautiful. Like she never told me she loved me and that type of thing. But then, she got sick, and I feel like, that wall just went away, and she would tell me constantly, like, how proud she was, how she loved me, and it was beautiful, and I was blessed to receive that, even though so anyway, you know what I mean? Some things feel unfair, but at the same time, we don't want to weigh ourselves down because of it. Maybe why I'm saying that about my mom is it was like easy to see once I realized I looked at the big picture. Like I could see her when I was young, and I don't think that it was meanness. I feel like she just, it was hard for her to express herself to me. But then when she got older and that wall was gone, it was very easy. So it's like it shows that there's almost like this human wall built, if you know what I mean. We have the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles talks, first of all, is about a very independent type energy. This is an energy, first of all, it's touching the High Priestess, and I want to really take note of that because I felt that a lot of you are receiving like epiphanies. And again, it doesn't have to feel like, like it's all fireworks and that. Sometimes it's the simplest little idea that, I don't know, I feel like, what I said in the beginning, be curious. Don't be fearful, be curious. Take it slow. Ace 2 3, right? Step by step by step. We have the Six of Wands. Six of Wands is the energy of being victorious over something, coming over the wheel. Listen, I feel like it's just talking about energy, to be honest. I feel like it's talking about, like, a lot of us really got stuck in that muck, and we're moving beyond that. Or at least we have the opportunity to move beyond that. Some of you, I think, are making bold choices. At least it's what you want. But, it's scary. I get it. I did it myself. What am I holding? Six of Wands. Some of you, this talks about a great time, and this is a great time, I have to say. Anything that you're building that, perhaps you're talking about, especially things that you've overcome, You know, I feel like this is a time where people are looking up to you. Like, interesting here, I feel like I'm just hidden away. I'm hiding myself away. But here, I'm more in the spotlight. This may be talking about the Sagittarius full moon, right? I feel like I'm more in a spotlight. That may be a time when you really notice the wheel moving. Nine of Pentacles is a great energy that talks about success. You know, if I want to build something, you know, if I'm willing to focus on it, then I can have true success. Look at this. I mean, hello. Two of Cups coming over this Knight of Swords. But also this Knight of Swords up here coming over the Two of Swords. Look at the synchronicities. First of all, it's the same night. I'm coming in one way or another. Now, can be, first of all, it's a soulmate. Two of Cups talks about a soulmate. Partnership. This may be someone of the past. I don't feel like this would be this person with the 10 swords. I don't feel that. Or if it is, I hope there was an about face. I feel like the blindfold, if I choose to wear a blindfold, it's what keeps me in the dark. It's what keeps me in the dark. I'd rather be in the light and see everything and trust, right? Your intuition. This talks about following your intuition. Two Cups. Ace of Wands above it. Six of Cups above that. Feels like a love affair. What can I say? Whoa. We have the Hierophant again. 2 times. Double Taurus, first of all. Taurus over Capricorn. Someone may have changed. Someone may have changed. Someone may have seen the light. Now, I'm not saying, listen, it's hard to say that, like, okay, well, now you're telling me someone who maybe gave me a hard time may be the one who's coming back. All I'm saying is, whatever their journey was, I feel like they've, let's just say, found the light. Now, if it's, you know, someone comes back and it doesn't feel like they found the light, then that's probably not who I'm talking about. Look at this. We have the Wheel again. We're getting a lot of doubles. Wow. Then we have the Four of Wands. How interesting. We have the Ace of Wands, which feels like, let's do it. The Two of Wands, let's move into it. The Three of Wands. You know, I feel like in the Three of Wands, I'm not putting, like, I'm not thinking about, will it go to the Ten of Cups? Maybe eventually I do. But I don't, and listen, it's saying that it will, that it does. This is a commitment. I don't know if this is the second time around with 2 wheels and all these 2s, a lot of 2s. This is about a commitment. This is the marriage card. It's on the wheel. Listen, maybe one didn't work out, and this is talking about someone else, right? Someone that when you do think about, they kind of bring a little joy to your heart. Or this can certainly be someone who's done maybe an about face. I don't know. You want to make sure you check that energy. You know what I mean? Like, go step by step. But I feel like if this is someone that I used to know, I just feel like they found the light. I don't know how else to put it. This is very like-minded energy. It makes sense that at the Two of Wands, right, that really signifies what path I'm about to walk down, the Wands path. Well, we have the Sagittarius full moon. It all makes sense, right? It's an energy, it's an uplifting type energy. Like the Two Swords almost doesn't fit in it, right? Because it's more uplifting. You're meant to be happier. It's ruled by, Sag is ruled by Jupiter. You know what I mean? Jupiter. I think of love and all that. Higher learning, travel. What's the opposite that I talked about? The runner. Interesting. Okay. Makes sense. New moons manifest. This new moon on the 30th is in Gemini. That's a good time to manifest. The next new moon is in Cancer. Kind of pulls you back into your emotions. I don't even know that any of that matters. I just feel like this is taking us like point by point by point. I don't think we get there through here. Though, I feel like this Knight is very persistent, right? It's persistent. This may be the second sign you're receiving, or this could be the second time. All right, let's go ahead and read. I didn't want to make this too long. Let's start at Hope. Let's see what this is talking about. It's kind of cool that what followed, what's around this Two of Cups is this commitment card, right? This talks about a soulmate, and normally a soulmate, not always, soulmates, we come to teach each other's lessons about life. Not always the easy ones, sometimes hard ones. Maybe it's like this is about more of the easy, breezy type. All right, Hope. This is a message about retaining hope, even if you have no idea how your situation could resolve itself. Jesus taught about the importance and the power of faith, and your circumstances require it. A person who carries hope in his or her heart is trusting in God's plan. This translates into someone who is happy, relaxed, and easygoing, which is a winning and magnetic personality. Personality that attracts helpful people and golden opportunities. This card asks you to remain optimistic about your future and to continue giving cares, worries, insecurities, and other forms of fear to God, who will heal them. In answer to your prayers for increased hope and faith, spiritual help is available to bolster your positive outlook. My gosh, does that not feel like it fits right in this reading? Compassion. Compassion, I feel like, is something we learn. We learn that through our own dark nights. Compassion. This card is an angel that comes to you to uplift the way you're seeing your current situation and the people in it, including yourself. As a sensitive person, you're affected by others' negativity, and this has recently darkened your emotions and thoughts. To bring more light into your world, see people's situation through the eyes of Mother Mary and the angels. Know that they and you are doing the best that they can. Although we all make mistakes, ultimately everybody wants the same thing: peace and love. This card calls you to be the peacekeeper in this situation and to make the first move towards a harmonious resolution. By sharing peace and love, you bring healing blessings to this situation and increase your own self-esteem. Wow. Wow. I can hear your minds turning. Like some of you are like, no way. And listen, I feel like I feel like if someone that is not worthy comes to you, and like you need to have that blindfold off so you know that. Like if that's the way you want to think, but then you need to know that, not a good energy, or I don't know. I shouldn't get into that. Um, I just feel like this night is persistent. Some of you, this is the second time around. Some of you, this is the second sign. For what? To help you. To help you. To give you a rebirth. To keep your hope alive. Right? It's just asking for you also to keep compassion and hope within your own heart. Right? Blindfolds off. Create. I mean, this is real success. This could be collaboration, but it's like coming from your intuition. Many times I feel like the Nine of Pentacles is like it's the wisdom of my life that allows me to build this success. And I know that, and I'm thankful, and I'm appreciative of that. And that just seems to bring more blessings in. So don't think that what you have to say is like that other people don't want to hear it. Find your voice, love your voice, be proud of you. Get rid of those excess swords that other people put there. Don't let them weigh you down. Don't let them weigh you down. There's too much here to say that I'm going to let myself stay stuck in the muck. I love you guys. I hope this helped. You'll let me know. I want to thank you for sharing this on your social platforms, social media platforms. I feel like it just helps it reach more people because different people are going to be in different places. I already know that. And you just got to trust where you're at in it. If it's not for you, then probably the next one is, or the last one was. Don't get mad. But I feel like there's a little bit of something for everyone in here. I really do. And that's why I make these for all signs. I love you guys. I thank you for being part of my life, part of my readings. Stay curious. Go out there. Have those adventures. Some of you have been thinking about moving, thinking about it. Listen. Take a chance on me. Take a chance on you. I love you. I'll see you next time at our table. Bye-bye.